Online considerations. LAC's communication and network features are arguably among the best, even by today's modern standards. LAC is all about multiplayer internet-based missions. Of course, that will require an internet connection. LAC's network bandwidth demands are modest, too. Even if you rely on an old 56K modem-based connection, you ought to be able to participate in the 10-player online missions without experiencing undue lag or warps. One of LAC's most important innovations is the network router that's visible near the upper right corner of the cockpit instrument panel in all of the online missions. Like all multiplayer network flight sims, LAC players send and receive frequent network telemetry packets to one another in order to locate themselves relative to one another and to the simulated geography. On the network router panel, 2 rows of 10 little light bulbs blink on and off to represent incoming telemetry or VoIP packets from the 10 players that can participate in each of those missions. The server relays incoming packets from nearby participants more frequently than from distant participants. Accordingly, a quick glance at the network router panel can reveal the number of active mission participants as well as their relative distance from the player, because the lights corresponding with nearby participants will blink much faster than distant ones. When any of them begins to speak on the simulated interplayer voice radio,
I saw your little
this corresponding
barrel roll.
voice light bulb illuminates. For voice communication, the Linux Air Combat community relies on the free, open-source, well-known Mumble Voice over IP or VoIP application. Linux Air Combat and Mumble work hand in hand. LAC's remappable keyboard controls and cockpit panels work in cooperation with a powerful, free Mumble server available online at linuxaircombat.com. The combination makes it easy to meet other LAC fans and to arrange cooperative or competitive interaction in any of the 3 supported missions. The LAC Mumble server even includes dynamic, web-based tutorial help focused on each of its rich set of channels that are dedicated to support, mission teamwork, or just chatting with other flight sim fans. When flying in one of the multiplayer missions, the interaction with Mumble becomes even more powerful because LAC's cockpit panel illustrates Mumble actions as if it were an aircraft radio, revealing all transmission, reception, and channel-changing activities not only of the player, but of everybody in the mission. It even simulates radio chatter with a forward observer that rewards players for tuning to proper mission channels with periodic espionage updates on enemy airbase damage and maintenance activity.
100% operational.
Note that several little YouTube clips can be found in the main LAC playlist that will help you configure and use Mumble with LAC. Getting started. After downloading, installing, and configuring LAC as described on the AskMrWizard.com website, most people will want to start out with the offline tutorial missions. There are 4 of these, focusing on flight basics, aerodynamics, air-to-ground tactics, and fighter tactics. After learning those basics, users can progress through 5 offline missions. The most basic of these is named Free Flight WW2, which just allows you to roam around above a beautiful seascape in tourist mode while exercising one of the 53 World War II airplanes. Other offline missions allow you to practice gunnery against a variety of bot opponents. Don't expect the bots to be very intelligent, though. They are very basic. Nevertheless, those offline missions can get you ready for the real fun of Linux Air Combat, the 3 online multiplayer missions. As soon as you start one of those, you'll know that you're doing something more sophisticated. Canned radio dialogue narrates the tactical situation into your headset, informing you of your team affiliation, mission ID number, and radio channels in use by your teammates. If anybody else is flying in the same mission with you, you'll see corresponding blinking lights on your network router panel.